Please welcome Rick Younger.
It's so fitting that I'm here at Yum's the Word with ice cream and social stuff going on, because ice cream is a very important part of our relationship. Yeah. But let me go back to the beginning. I actually met my wife. We were doing summer stock. The year was 2003. And I was doing Smokey Joe's Cafe. She was doing Vanities. And when I first got to the theater, you know, I get there, and my first day there, it's lunchtime, you know, the two shows are rehearsing simultaneously, so we can put the shows up and everything. And I'm sitting there, and I see this woman. I mean, she is, the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. And she was eating shepherd's pie. And which that right there was like, oh, I like this girl, because she's not afraid to eat a hearty meal. Shepherd's pie. You know, you don't like go out with a woman and find out you can't eat heartily with her. And I was like, this one right here is already gaining valuable points with me. So she finished her shepherd's pie, she gets up and walks away, and I mean, the nicest ass you've ever seen. So I'm like, okay, 2 points for Mrs. Younger. It's like I knew, somewhere in me knew that she was stacking up the proper points to become Mrs. Younger. So like a little later that day, we wound up crossing paths because at the with summer stock, we all stayed like in these dorms, and we used to catch the van from the theater to the dorm. So we're catching the van together. She gets on the van. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen. Fate once again drops her right into my, into my presence. And so we started to talk, and I'm feeling like, yeah, this is going pretty nice. And come to find out later, she thought I was gay. And our first conversation was about Weight Watchers. The nutritional values of Weight Watchers. I guess being in a musical and knowing about Weight Watchers just made me so fabulous in her eyes. But at that, but I'm thinking, hey, things are going really well, and I'm thinking her and everything. So I'm like, I'm a little shy, see, because I'm the kind of person, I'm kind of like a social butterfly, but a lot of it masks my shyness and insecurity. Sometimes that falls into the realm when I'm dealing with the ladies. And I know I sound smooth right now, but no, sometimes I'm not. So I was like, I was liking her, so I was like, I need to make a move that lets it be abundantly clear to her that I had an interest. And so I planned that I was going to mount a love offensive. Right. And I had the date all planned out. See, I planned to do this. And the opening night for her show, they had an ice cream social after the show. I'm like, I'm going to that ice cream social, and I'm mounting the love offensive. And I had big plans, and I actually got my roommate to go with me for moral support. That probably worked against my disproving that I was gay, because he was fabulously gay. Like, he's like so gay till he sings like with a vibrato at all times, like, let's go to the ice cream social! So, he's going there to support me. He's like, you go and do what you gotta do. So I get to the ice cream social, and I'm like, okay, it's time to make my move. So I go and I get some ice cream. I get a bowl, and I put in a scoop of chocolate, a scoop of vanilla, with some chocolate fudge on top. Then I grab my chair. And I sat, and I made sure she was right in here. And I was giving her all this body language right in here, letting her know all of this could be yours. I'm like in her space, kind of like a woman do like this, kind of in this space. But I was kind of like, yeah, right here, but I'm eating my ice cream. And I'm just eating, and I'm looking, and I'm eating. And finally I say to her, look at my bowl. You see that chocolate ice cream? That's me. See that vanilla ice cream? That's you. You see that melted pool of mixture of chocolate and vanilla ice cream? That's going to be our son. So I think it was working, right? The love offensive doesn't just, you gotta, it's a lot that goes into a love offensive. So I just left that with her, got a closed off the body language. And so after the ice cream social, we went to the local watering hole, which in this small town is, I think there's only one watering hole. And so we get to Uncle Lenny's is the place. And I'm like, okay, time for the final chapter in the mountain of love offensive. Now, I have a special gift. I have the ability to pick out really good songs on a jukebox. Yes. So I was like, okay, this is what's going to seal it. So I go over to the jukebox, and I was feeling real sexy, because I was like, man, this is really going well, that ice cream thing, body language. I know that was working. But I'm like, and I could tell that she's digging me because she's all in my space now. And I could tell because her right boob was on my left shoulder blade. As I'm looking into the jukebox, I'm like, I gotta make a wise decision. And it felt like I was at a movie, like see when they have those conversations in the movies where the person is talking to the person behind them, but they're not looking at them, they're just looking at their reflection. I can see her reflection in the jukebox window. And I played Open Arms by Journey. And so that's playing, right, but not as loud as that. But just and that's why I like just looking through this say, snowflake. I need to know if I'm gonna make you my lady. I need to know that I remain a black activist. And she said that I could. Yes. And she straightened out my credit and we got pre-approved for a home loan and got a Volvo because of her. Flash forward, all these years later, we have a son named Rory who's the greatest gift I've ever received. And I'm saying, sometimes ice cream can be the key. So if you're here tonight and you're looking at somebody, you're not sure, just get your ice cream cake. Open yourself up.